What's up, everybody? Joe here from 360 Comics, and I made a mistake. Wait, stop. Before anyone gets upset, those comics that I threw away were way beyond anything that was salvageable. I bought a collection this morning, and I made a really big mistake. Hopefully you can learn from it. Stay tuned to see what happened. As of the time of recording, we are about 50 subscribers away from our goal of 2,500, at which point we'll be giving away this book right here, Edge of Spider-Verse #1, the 1 in 25 variant at a 9.8 white pages. If you want to win this book, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. You can check out our other videos, like them, and leave comments on them for additional entries, and we'll be picking a winner within the next few weeks. Good luck! As I was sipping my coffee this morning, I decided to scroll through Facebook Marketplace and see if there were any comics listed in my local area that I had not seen before, and lo and behold, I came across one that I had not come across in the past, and there were a bunch of modern comics, mostly from the last couple years, actually all from pretty much 2019 to 2021, a variety of titles and publishers and stuff like that, and I was able to pick out a couple of keys and books that people do seek out, including this one right here, Star Wars Darth Vader #1. This is from the, I believe, the third run of Darth Vader from Marvel, and it is also the first appearance of the droid Z67, and this book, typically sells for about $20, $25, maybe even $30, because of its key significance, the fact that it's a #1, and the awesome cover. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get this. The guy had listed this, I guess, initially for $100. That was crossed out, and there was a 50 written over it. And that's the way Facebook Marketplace shows it when people drop down the price. So he had already come down. I guess this had been sitting for a little bit. So I decided to message him, and, I kind of threw out the price of, would you do this for $20? Thinking, okay, it's probably been sitting for a while. He's lowered the price already, and the Darth Vader book itself is probably worth around that much, and the rest will be gravy. I can, spend some time, do a little bit of sorting, and make a little bit of money, which is what you want to do when you're buying a comic book collection. So he agreed and said, I live in Willow Grove. If you want to meet up at the Wawa, come by. I'm going to be there in 20 minutes getting my morning coffee. And I said, okay, sure. That's 5 minutes from my house. Why not? So yeah, I met up with the guy, and he handed me a bag. It was, like an opaque bag, so I couldn't see through it. I couldn't see the comics. But I really wasn't concerned too much about it. It's modern stuff. There shouldn't be like crazy condition issues. Big mistake on my part. We'll get to that in just a second, but it was really cold. I didn't want to go through it. I handed him the $20, said thank you, shook his hand, and I let him know, if you have any more comics ever you want to sell, you have my contact now. Please get a hold of me. And I went home. I got home, and I took the comic books out, and a significant amount of them, out of about 100 comics in total, I want to say 30 to 40% of them were severely water damaged. This being one of them, the best book in the bunch. Check out the bottom of this. I'm going to hold it in the light so you can see. There is some significant rippling to this cover. You can see all down here was wet. Now, fortunately, I paged through it, and every page, none of the pages are stuck together. There doesn't seem to be any mold or anything. It's not still wet, but this goes from being a $20, $30 key to being, maybe a $5 reader copy if someone wants, a reader copy. So, yikes. All right. So let me talk about the rest of the stuff, and hopefully we'll come out on top in this one. But major mistake is not looking at the comics. I was thinking, oh, it's modern. It's probably fine. I was thinking it's cold out. I want to get home. I was thinking, it's just $20. Let's not look at them. I regret that, because honestly, if I had seen, especially that this book was water damaged, I would have just passed on the collection. There's mostly bulk, like, I said, modern stuff, nothing, no crazy keys or anything, no first punchline that could have been in there, anything like that. But fortunately, there were a couple things that have some value. For some reason, this Miles book is worth a little bit. I had to look it up. It's not a key. It's not on Key Collector, but it's part of that run where it's Miles and Billy Morales and her introduction. So I guess it has some value. It does have a great cover. I will say that. But fortunately, this book, which I didn't know about, kind of saves the day a little bit and recoups some of the loss from that Star Wars Darth Vader #1. Anything Power Rangers sells decently well. This is not only that, but has a really, really great cover with, what's that guy's name? Lord Zed? Something like that. I forget. I have not watched Power Rangers since I was a kid. That was not something from my childhood that is progressed into adulthood like superheroes and comic books has, but yeah. And then what's that guy's name? Zordon? Something like that. I hope I got both those names right. That'd be pretty cool. We got Guardians of the Galaxy #14, a minor key. This is the issue where Doctor Doom joins the Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of just cool thing there. Doctor Doom's just such a popular character. We got Silk #3, first cover appearance of Seiya, who's right on the cover right there. This is a really good run, by the way. Definitely underrated in my opinion. This is Agents of Atlas. Agents of Atlas #1. This is not the big book, which is New Agents of Atlas #1. But this is a minor first appearance, and it's a #1, so it bodes well. Same thing with this, a #1. We got Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme #1. I personally really love the cover where he's half surgeon, half master of the mystical arts. Then we got Catwoman, Future State #1. Just a good #1 to pick up if you want to try reading the title. This is Infinite Frontier #1. This is the cover B with, I think that's Alan Scott and Ray Palmer on the front. I assume that's Ray Palmer, because I know he's like kind of the focal point of the run. Arrow, issue #1, variant cover, really cool looking cover. Nothing too special there. Absolute Carnage #1. This is a really cool cover, nice thick book, and definitely one that people pick up. Carnage is just so popular, even though the movie was not too great. And then the last couple, these are ones that I also saw in the picture, and really the reason that I tried to get this collection, because typically I don't go and buy like a $20 collection. I'll go out of my way to do it. But I saw these in there, and I'm actually trying to collect the whole variant cover run of Deceased, and I have most of them. I didn't have this Wonder Woman one. I think I already have this Joker one, so this one will be up for grabs at one of my future claim sales. Just really, really cool zombified covers. And last but not least, The Last Ronin #3 or 4? This is #3. First printing of Last Ronin #3. People collect this run. It's not super valuable. The books sell between like $5 and $10, other than the first printing or the variant covers of issue #1. But nonetheless, great book, great story that came out just a few years ago, and so that's what I was able to salvage out of that. Fortunately, none of these have water damage. I don't really know how some of the books had clearly been like sitting in water or something and were soaking wet, and some of them had absolutely no signs of water damage. But the ones that you saw me throw away in the beginning, they had rusted staples, they smelled moldy, they were not doing well. These ones, fortunately, do not smell at all, and they're in otherwise good condition. Despite being not bagged and boarded, they seem to be kept pretty well. So, I'm not going to lose money here. I'm not going to, my $20, it's not going to be thrown out the window. There are some books of value here, but, I went out of my way for a collection, and paid the guy $20. Really, I would have passed on this. I honestly would have. Not something that I really go out of my way to pick up. Knowing that there was water damage on the best book in the bunch. That's good rule of thumb. Make sure you look at the books. Even if you saw pictures online, which I didn't see any water damage in them. Even if the person tells you they're in good condition, make sure, especially, if you're buying more expensive stuff than, $20 worth of modern books, definitely, if it's older stuff, page counting is important. Checking for clipped out coupons or Marvel value stamps, checking that the covers are attached and stuff like that. Really, really important. Obviously, if you're buying a very large collection, you can't do all of that, but you're probably getting it for a good enough price that you can take a couple hits here and there, and you'll find a couple gems here and there that make up for it. But nonetheless, disappointed with part of this, but we should be soon at a break even on this. A lot of the books that I showed you here sell for $3 to $5. I'm not gonna get too much out of any of them, but I know a couple of them will sell pretty quickly. We'll be able to recoup that $20 back, and given there is a pile of dollar bin books, maybe some of those will sell as well, and we can come out on top. But definitely still a collection by fail, coming home with a bunch of water-damaged modern books. Hope you learned something from this video. I know I did. I will take my time in the future, even if it's low-value modern stuff, and even if it's cold outside, and I'm at Wawa wearing my wife's Crocs and pajamas. My wife's Crocs, not her pajamas. My pajamas, her Crocs. Let's clarify that there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.